here. I think we can start now and we shall just let others in as they come in. So we're going to start with a communication from our captain and an introduction. Ronnie, are you available? Did I get a thumbs up? Okay, so you can take over. Ronnie?
Good afternoon, good morning, everyone, wherever you're joining from. Please let me know if you can see my screen or if you can hear me. Okay. Then, can you allow me to present, Kiran, or you want to present from your end? Once again, you're most welcome here. I'm not sure if you guys can now officially see my screen or are able to actually hear me. I know some thumbs up were already up. If I could share, yes, yes. So excited today, and I'm seeing as we get started, I think many people are going to join us later, and I'm really happy to be able to open this up. And my name is Ronnie Atwaire, and I happen to be the club captain here at Makerere University, Kampala, Uganda. And today we're having a virtual launch of our club, and the very first one in Uganda. And hoping that different students from other institutions in Uganda or universities get to join us today and see how we can actually be able to be a part of this. So, as we get started today, these are the different speakers that we do have. But let's just go through just a second. Yes, so today it's our launch day, just like I said, and I hope we're good to go and we are ready. So, what is AWS Clubs? Before we even continue to bring the different speakers that will talk to us from different places, but also inspire the next people who might want to be a part of this, like join as club captains or create their own first clubs at the universities. So AWS introduced club captains or cloud clubs. That is just a second. I think that's like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it's basically a student driven community for students who are into cloud computing in general. And of course, with the support from AWS being the biggest cloud provider right now. And here at Makerere University, our mission is to create supportive environment where members get to learn, share knowledge, and we all know how cloud computing is actually powering most of stuff right now. We do not have to have on-premises storage, or if it is hosting, or if it is anything really, you can never go away with the cloud. Probably at one point or the other, even if it is just machine learning in the cloud, or anything really. And AWS has vast communities that we shall hear speakers from different sector. We have AWS heroes. These are like technical experts, and we have one already on the call. And she's one of a few actually in Africa, and we're glad that she's joining us today. And we have community builders. These are cloud enthusiasts who are really passionate about sharing or learning or doing stuff on cloud and being able to build different communities and user groups. And we also have someone from the user group side who is joining us today from the Kampala user group, the AWS Beskala community led meetups to share knowledge, learn from one another. And personally, I'm really privileged because this is a story I get to tell because I did apply last year and I was rejected. And I don't know, of course, maybe what went wrong with my application or something like that. But maybe what I did this year was way better in my applying. And I did become maybe the very first one in Uganda and hoping to get to help support the different people from different institutions or universities. And if you do have friends who are interested in becoming club captains, you can actually let them join now because I'm going to share shortly on how the application process would be and it is actually open, which is actually open. So before I proceed, this is going to be your core team here at Makerere University, and I'm the club captain. Just like I said, we have Shakiran, who is a moderator today, and she happens to be a co-cloud captain. And we have Modest on the call. If Modest on the call, you can just put a thumbs up or react to do something, and then people can at least. I don't know if I've seen a thumbs up, but if you're on the call, Modest, you can just okay, perfect. That's our communications lead. We do have Andrew. Andrew, I don't know Andrew if you're on the call, but if you're on the call, you can just send a thumbs up. Who is a creative and media lead. Then we do have Trace Gay, Trajan. I don't know if you're on the call. If you are there, you could just also do a thumbs up. Okay, Web Dave, and we do have Arthur, who is assisting us with our webmaster. And if you're also on the call, just put a thumbs up or react with any emoji. Yes, and we do have Bronia, who is the events coordinator. Bronia, if you're on the call, feel free to do a thumbs up. And we do have Shama Tendo. Tendo, if you're on the call, you can just do a thumbs up or any react. Okay. So we also have Kate Tugume, who is our community manager. And if you're also on the call, you can do the same. Okay, perfect. So that's the team. It's made up of 9 people. I know um, we have a lot of work to do being the pioneer of the first AWS club in Uganda, but also we're also glad to let you know that around 100 people have joined us already on a meetup, and I think 111 in the WhatsApp group. But we usually count the meetup members who have joined and subscribed. So there will be links that will be shared shortly for the meetups in case you do want to join our club. And again, our club is actually open, being the first one in Uganda. It's open to every student to see how they can learn and maybe get a blueprint on how we are trying to run and see how we can actually help you run another club in your campus or at your institution. So I said I promised to talk about the application process, becoming an AWS Cloud captain. I'm not going to take long here, but just like I said, you join our community, see how we're doing this, running this, because we're going to be getting support from different people. And on the call, we have a cloud captain, Ayusha, who is been a lead for some time now, and we also have support from the Amazon team, the program managers, and we also have community builders, AWS heroes, and we have some on the call. I won't introduce them right now; they will be introduced later. And we also have different people are really enthusiastic about cloud technologies. So you join our community in any of those ways you're going to share shortly, and then you, of course, you become active, participating in these events. Have a smaller event could be or something. Just show up because in there I'm thinking we could also, if you have more cloud clubs here in Uganda, I'm thinking because the application window is actually open, we could have different small events which could contribute to getting together to organize the first student community days or community student days, how we call them here at AWS. And you apply, then you, so of course you get a mentorship, orientations and all that, and later on maybe you'll be, so you close, of course after that comes with creating your core team, and among other things that come along the way. The different benefits of you joining a club or the AWS, or even becoming a captain yourself, uh, they're really immense. And one is the core team. Of course, we get to set up a core team of people who are enthusiastic about cloud computing in general. And it's not, I would want to say that it's not, I know it's AWS, but it's of course AWS supported and everything, using AWS to teach technologies. I've learned from them, but I would love to make to emphasize that it's also a little bit open to even getting to learn different things, but more about AWS. And yeah, I also get certifications, credits to AWS Cloud. Then different technologies, maybe if you want to try them out. But also you, one thing I love about all these things is you get to have some amazing cool swag for yourself, but also for your core team. And even on hosting events, you also get to maybe to request for resources or support in any way or the other. And of course, it also distinguishes you maybe as a leader in the technology space, but also being a part of something that is trying to change the narrative, maybe in terms of cloud computing, and joining different students to co-create, co-learn, and co-share and create value together. And the benefits are really immense, but it's all about how active, honestly, you would be as a club if you're coming from a different university, but also here at Makerere University, because we have a couple of events that are lined up, and I would love to see how you could be a part, contribute, and still learn or get something out of this, really. So just like I said, the applications are really open right now, and they will be closing on the 28th of September. So if you have friends, we already have now one at Makerere University. If you have friends in different institutions, different campuses, you could let them know. If you took a picture of this or scanned that QR code, it will take it straight to the application link. And in case you need help, you can feel free to reach out with the ACEs on how to answer some of those things, or even getting a recommendation. I think our mentor who has already joined the call, and we shall hear from him shortly. And I said the closing on 28th of September. So this applies to other institutions if you're a student, because I did wanted to invite everyone to be a part of this call, such that you can be able to learn something about AWS, and then apply this to your institutions or a college or university. And this is a most important link here. If you could scan, if you're on the call and you've not joined Meetup, please scan this to make sure that you'll be a part of us, but also see how we can actually learn together, co-create value together. So this is our official group, I would want to say, and it's part of over 200 plus cloud clubs. And you being part of this makes sure that you do not miss out on important updates, but also on the meetups that we shall be having, or even on the links, or on the different opportunities that we would love to share, or events or something, really. And this is considered more of our official group. Of course, we do have a WhatsApp group. If you could also scan this to be just a part of this. And I guess our moderator for tonight, probably she's sharing them on the in the chat, or one of the core team members is doing that, maybe in the chat. And as we go along, I think if you have any questions, you could just maybe post them in the chat, and then we see how we can help you. Since we're just going to like run on a roller coaster, and then this is our X. If you want to follow us on X, feel free. And this is LinkedIn. All these are being shared if you fail to scan them. And I think uh, that's it from my end. And I really want to appreciate everyone who has joined us today. And I want to say thank you for believing in this call, and also for making sure that you be a part of this revolutionary launch. And right now, I'm just going to hand over to my moderator for today, who happens to be my co captain. Thank you. Thank you so much. Back to you, Shakira.
Thank you very much, Ronnie. It was a wonderful session. Hope all of you are having a good time and you're able to follow up. So coming up next, we are going to hear from our campus mentor, and that is Ronnie. Could you mute? Thank you. We're going to hear from our campus mentor, and that is Dr. Michael Chizito. Dr. Michael, if you're around, could you please confirm? Great. So,
All right, thank you very much, Ronnie, and thank you, uh, moderator, for inviting me. And I'm glad that this has started. Thank you, Ronnie, for taking the initiative to start this. And I've realized there are a couple of students here, my former students, and yeah, I'm glad to see something like this taking off. So I was asked to speak about the available opportunities for students, and I want to start this, but seems to be failing. Mm, maybe could you share it for me, Namiomba? I don't seem to have it running here. Or maybe I can just have it as is, but then just leave it as it is without starting it. All right, so
Doctor, I could click on slideshow on top.
yeah, but somehow it's failing.
I have requested access. Maybe you could
With
slides.
yeah, cause I'm trying to start the slideshow, but it is failing. Maybe you share for me. I'll speak through as you share. So as they get it shared, I was saying I was asked to speak about the opportunities for students in the area of cloud. I happen to teach cloud computing, and like I said, Ronnie was a former student, my former student, and there are a couple of you actually that I've seen on this call. So as they share that, I'll just quickly run through the opportunities that are available to students. I think a lot of what I was going to talk about, Ronnie has spoken about, but just for emphasis, I will do it again. So one of the things is skills development and certification. And of course, as you do skills development, it involves gaining hands-on experience with cloud platforms, Azure, Google Cloud, and so on. And from there, of course, you obtain industrial recognized certifications like AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner and so many others from Google, from Azure, and so on. So I think Ronnie has already mentioned that they have meetups and everything. So there, of course, you will learn a little bit more about some of the things and that will help you grow in your hands-on. Then there are opportunities for internship and projects, participating in cloud-based hackathons and research projects. I guess when you're part of this group or this club, you're going to see many of these. And I keep seeing Ronnie post many of them on his status. So I guess on all the socials that he has shared, you'll be able to get all these opportunities. So as a student, I think it's important for you because still you develop real world applications and solutions using cloud services as you go through the course. I normally, especially there's one course I teach, digital innovation. I tend to ask students to come up with ideas because I go through the process of understanding how to turn real life problems into get solutions to real life problems, or ideas, turning ideas into solutions. So with this, with a group of like-minded people, yeah, you can be able to set up some of the things, and that will be helpful. In fact, I remember back in the day, we used to say that Kenyans are actually better than Ugandans, and someone was like, "But why?" And of course, what we realized was it was not that they are smarter than us, but the only difference was that they do extra things on the side. So as they're studying in the university, they are also, adding a few skills. So as you study, on top of your mandatory course units, if you get involved in some of these things, the cloud now, like this cloud clubs, you add to your skills. So by the time you get out, and probably you've seen some of these adverts, they normally talk about having an experience of 5 years or even 10 years. So how do you actually get that experience before you finish your qualification? So these are some of the things that can actually help you get that experience that is much sought after by organizations. And of course, there's also the bad part that organizations never want to invest in their employees. They want people who are already at a certain level. So this could be a good time, especially if you are interested in things to do with cloud. But I think Ronnie already made that point that most of the things are running on cloud. And so it's more like the way to go. And so more to other opportunities, of course, there's career advancement, and cloud skills are highly sought after, and in various areas, in tech, in finance, in healthcare, and many others. And then, of course, uh, when you get a bit of this, it's a good entry point into roles like being cloud engineers, developers, data scientists, and security analysts. So at least I've seen the core team already has web developers, web leads, and so on. So this is a good place, especially for those of you who are probably somewhere in first year or second year or even third year, and even you finished, you can. It's not too late. They say it's never too late. Then, of course, you know that cloud resources are to be paid for, but there's access to free and low cost resources. So if you're part of a club, then yeah, you'll be able to find some free tiers and credits for students. And there's also the AWS Educate. There's Azure for students, and so many others that you can get to improve or share. And of course, there are resources that you'll have to experiment, learn, and build portfolios. Then on the other hand, we could have, of course, as your student, there are entrepreneurs and those who innovate. So you can start up something, so you can launch a startup and prototypes without really investing a lot of money, because you can get free resources from these infrastructure or cloud providers. And also there's a lot of cloud tools that will enable you if you want to scale, and for storage, and then of course the in thing, AI, ML, and also the Internet of Things. So why cloud computing? Of course, it provides for scalability and flexibility. So if you start small, you can still grow, because cloud, there's that saying that it is infinite. Of course, it is finite, but you can still upscale, go down and up as you please based on what you're doing. And then it's cost efficient. So There are pay-as-you-go models which reduce upfront costs, especially for students and startups. And of course, if you're a startup, you don't have to buy the hardware. So you just use cloud and everything runs for you. And then, of course, there is that aspect of global reach. You deploy applications worldwide with minimal latency. Then, of course, you have access to cutting edge technologies. Since things are given in the cloud, you don't have to struggle with updating like it used to be, or if you had your local data center to update every time you get an update, say from Microsoft or maybe whatever provider you're working with. But everything is up to date, and whatever is latest, of course, you get immediately without having any delays. And of course, there is also learning and innovation, where the cloud environments offer a sandbox for experimenting and new ideas without hardware constraints, like I hinted. So, of course, there are many cloud providers, but why would you think about AWS? A few points here: they are market leaders, and then of course they have a couple of educational resources for students. AWS Educate, which provides free resources, labs, and credits for students and educators. Then they also adopt the industry standards, and so many organizations use their storage. So of course the skills are easily transferable, and then they offer a couple of comprehensive things, which range from the computing, which is the EC2, and then storage S3 and databases, um, machine learning and AI, Internet of Things, and security services. Of course, now that there's a lot of things going in the cloud, the security has not, of course, they hit hard, but of course, that's also another area, that is also key where you could want to explore and see how to strengthen the security of those systems. Remember, we say there's a global reach, so you're working with people the world over, but how do you transmit and how do you store all this information? And then there's a lot of community support, extensive tutorials, forums, and of course, these clubs now, like Ronnie has started. So, generally, as closing thoughts, cloud computing offers numerous doors for students to learn, to innovate, and advance their careers, with AWS being a prominent platform that offers a robust opportunity for you to draw resources and other things. Then these cloud captains as well are available to help you, especially in your learning paths or resources, or provide resources for you to get started. So I'll pause it at that, and I'd like to thank you, Ronnie, for starting this and for the opportunity. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you very much, Doctor. And our next speaker is going to be Miss Ayesha. If you're around, please confirm. I think I'm spelling your name right. Miss Ayesha?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm so much happy to see you, everyone. Would you mind giving reactions to know that you all are here today? Every participants. Am I audible? Am I visible? Okay. Thank you, moderator. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. I am Aisa Adhikari, AWS Cloud Club Captain from Prithviraj campus, Nepal. Today, I am here to share my journey, not just as a student, but as someone who dared to step into the cloud, build a community, and inspire others to explore new possibilities. Our topic today is breaking the barriers, inspiring the next generation of cloud enthusiasts. And through this, I hope you will see that no dream is too big and no barrier is permanent if you are determined to pursue it. Let me start by introducing myself properly. I am Ayusa Adhikari from Nepal, studying CSIT, and I was elected as AWS Cloud Club Captain at Prithvi campus. My journey began with a simple but powerful vision that was to create a vibrant cloud community on my campus. I noticed that many students were curious about cloud computing, but they didn't know where to start. Our mission became clear. That was to empower students to explore, learn, and innovate in this cloud ecosystem. We wanted to provide a platform where beginners could learn, professionals could grow, and everyone could collaborate. My journey officially began with a conversation, a simple discussion with myself about starting a cloud club on my campus. This small thought grew into a proposal. I wrote letters to get official approval from my campus. I created a video presentation explaining AWS service, and I submitted the AWS Cloud Club Captain application with lots of hope. After waiting for the results, I was honored to be selected as AWS Cloud Club Captain, becoming the first from my campus to hold this position. This moment was more than just an appointment, it was the start of a mission that would impact hundreds of students. I knew that no leader succeeds alone. I knew that to make this club successful, I needed a strong team of passionate students. So I started with a recruitment drive. By circulating Google Forms through our social media, I carefully interviewed candidates to select team members who shared our vision. With guidance from our advisors and mentors, I built a team united by commitment, enthusiasm, and a shared goal. Every department, from event management to social media, had dedicated leaders. Together, we laid the foundation for a thriving cloud community in our campus. Our first milestone was our launch event, which was designed to introduce students to cloud computing and AWS. It was not just a workshop, it was an experience that ignited curiosity. Students attended in large numbers, actively participants and actively they were participating and they were asking questions as well. The energy in the meet was incredible. It set the tone for all the future events and it gave us, our team, a confidence that we could build something really, really impactful. These pictures show moments from our first launch event. You can see the excitement on students' faces, the engagement during sessions, and the collaborative spirit. This was the proof that our club had started to create real connections and inspire learning to vast number of people. You can see like we had our sessions like what were required for AWS learning and what were the key AWS services: EC2, S3, Lambda, RDS, BPC, IAM, and what really AWS is. And at last, we thanked our mentors as well. I also spoke during our launch event, so you can see my photo there as well. Mm. Our second milestone, our second event was a 2-day virtual DevOps workshop, which focused on practical and real world applications. In that workshop, Students learned about deployment pipelines, how things automate, and how CI/CD work, and how organization follows a DevOps culture. The goal was to move beyond theory into hands-on practice. It was very much incredible when I saw students implementing what they had learned, and that made them to gain confidence, and they understood how cloud and DevOps work in a real company. This workshop made our mission tangible and very much impactful. These photos capture students collaborating, asking questions, and trying out pipelines themselves as well. It was very much inspiring to see beginners become problem solvers and learners become future professionals. Talking about our third event, it was the most ambitious event entitled Noob to Pro with an AI Pro, your first Python game accelerated by Amazon Q. The idea was to let students build a game using Python and Amazon Q, combining their creativity, logic, and cloud integration. In this session, they learned basics of Python game development, how Amazon Q helps accelerate coding, and live demos were also shown by building our first mini game. And they explored how cloud and AI can be integrated, and they also got knowledge on how they can keep up with themselves regarding AWS resources. Over 475 students participated in this hands-on event, including seniors and learners from different regions. This event not only challenged participants but also showcased their potentials in combining AI, cloud, and coding. It was very proud moment for our club. This event proved that our vision could really inspire, and our vision could really teach, and our vision can really innovate at the same time. Here are some of the photos from Code and Play, turn your curiosity into code and code into games, Amazon Q event. You can see students fully engaged, collaborating and coding together. These were the moments that remind us why we started this journey. While events are important, idealized, sustained learning is even more critical. So, I launched two key initiatives. The first one was 30 days AWS Basic Learning Series that was daily post on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram covering AWS fundamentals in a beginner friendly way. Each post focused on a topic, making it easier for students to learn step by step. Second initiative that I started was Cloud Minds Team Induction Session, which included interactive sessions with quizzes, discussions, and games to onboard new members and strengthen their collaboration. These initiatives ensure that learning become a daily habit, not just an occasional event. You can see these images are from day one of the 30 days AWS Basic Learning series. Over the 30 days, we posted visual slides covering topics like S3, IAM, EC2, and more. By end of this series, students had a solid foundation in cloud computing, and many reported feeling confident enough to start their own cloud projects. You can see in this way we posted AWS basics continuously for 30 days in our Facebook page, Instagram page, and LinkedIn page. You can check that later on as well if you want to grasp basic AWS fundamentals. I will provide you that also at the end of the session. Yeah, and our second initiative, which I mentioned earlier, was Cloud Minds Team Induction Session, where you can see very happy faces there. These photos shows a moment from Cloud Minds, and students participated in quizzes. They brainstormed sessions, and team discussions were also held that time. The focus was not on competition like who would win the quiz competition, but it was on community, it was on collaboration, it was on students' curiosity. For me, it was inspiring to see our team grow closer and learn more together. And one of the most exciting milestone for our club was being elected to host the AWS Student Community Day Pokhara. In just 6 months, our club achieved something that really takes a lot of time. This event will be organized in collaboration with other AWS Cloud clubs, which will combine the ideas and expertise as well to create a world-class learning experience. It was like a dream come true for me, proof that dedication and teamwork can achieve extraordinary things as well. Now, when I reflect on our journey, I see how far we have come. I started with no resources. I had a lot of doubts, and I really didn't have any kind of roadmap as well. Yet step by step, I turned every obstacle into opportunities. Today our club has a thriving community of learners, leaders, and innovators. This journey proves that with passion, perseverance, and vision, barriers are not permanent, they are meant to be broken. Your cloud your journey in cloud computing can start today, and here's how. The first thing is you have to be curious. You have to explore every cloud service. You have to explore every tool. You have to explore every opportunity. You have to be curious. You have to think twice, thrice, many times regarding why, how, and when should this AWS service be implemented, where. Regarding, you should have a lot of questions within yourselves. Second thing is you have to be bold. You have to step outside your comfort zone. You have to try those things that you have never done before. And third thing I will suggest you is that you have to be unstoppable. Challenges will come, but you have to keep pushing forward. You have to work. You have to work without being distracted. Fourth thing I would say, you have to be empowering. If you are well known about some service, it's very much beneficial if you help others to grow as well. Helping others while you grow is very important. You can share your knowledge, you can mentor the peers, and you can collaborate with your friends as well. This way, if you disseminate your knowledge also increases, and your community would be a great community as well. This is how you can build your foundation and you can create a lasting impact in your community. Cloud is not just a technology, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn, create, innovate, and inspire. So I just say everyone to break your barriers, inspire others, and start your cloud journey today. Step into the cloud and make a difference. Your journey does not have to wait. Start by joining AWS Cloud Club near you. You can attend events online and offline. You can follow social media of other AWS Cloud Clubs too for learning and updates, because we have 214 AWS Cloud Clubs, and each Cloud Clubs are launching online events as well, which you can join through meetup. Okay, so if you are able to join those groups as well, it will benefit you a lot, because you might be a part of more than 10 or 15 events, and it would directly grow your personality and knowledge on cloud. The resources and community are already here. All you need is just you have to take your first step. And before I conclude, I want to sincerely thank AWS Cloud Club Makerere University, especially Captain Rooney and the entire team for giving me this golden opportunity to be a speaker. Finally, thank you all for your attention. This QR code will take you to our meetup group. Join us, be a part of this community, and help break the barriers and inspire the futures. Thank you once again, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yosha. And so far, we're almost reaching halfway of our event. And now we're open to questions for our first three speakers. Are there any questions that you might have for them before we move on to the next sessions? Okay. Since there are no questions, we're going to have an icebreaker for 4 minutes. Okay, there's a question. Oh, I'm sharing the links, but towards the end of the meeting, the QR codes are going to be displayed again so that you can be able to scan. But that is towards the end of the meeting. But for now, I'm sharing the links in the chat. Please, everyone, remember to register to register on Meetup. The link is in the chat. To also join the WhatsApp group, the X page, also LinkedIn. All the links are being pasted in the chat. Thank you. So the icebreaker is going to be introduce yourself as an emoji in the chat room. How would you describe yourself as an emoji in the chat room? As we do that, yes, Peter Codes.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
My name is Peter. I joined in when Mr. Ron was talking, and there's something I never picked well. He talked about other institutions, because I'm not from Makerere, but he was talking something related to other institutions, how we can maybe benefit. I didn't get it well. Maybe if he can repeat for me. Thank you.
Mr. Ron is currently engaged, but I can answer that. So what he shared is there are other opportunities for institutes, like how you see this club is for Makerere. You can have one for Chambok, or you can have one for any other college, given you're a student. All you have to do is apply and find a campus mentor on your college that is going to be able to mentor you in the path of cloud computing. So if you want more information, you can reach out to him and he gives you guidelines on how to apply. Through the WhatsApp link, his contact is in the group. You can be able to contact him and we shall share those details for whoever will be interested. Just reach out. We shall guide you on how you can be able to apply and also become a cloud captain and get a core team for a specific college.
All right, thank you.
Guys, I'm not seeing your emojis. How would you describe yourself as an emoji in the chat room? Sessions are going to start exactly at 1. So we are just taking a 4-minute break. For now, I'm going to be displaying the links. So for anyone who can't maybe see the chat room, you can just scan. Okay, it's one. And I'd like to welcome our first speaker, and that is Miss Adeline. Please confirm if you're around.
Yes, I'm here. Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation to be part of this launch event today. So allow me to share my screen. Okay, confirm able to see. On your end.
You can see the slides. If you maybe can put them in presenter form. Okay, yes.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so today I'm going to speak about unlocking global opportunities with the AWS community. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Adeline Makoha. I'm a software quality engineer at Safaricom PLC. I'm also glad to be recognized as an AWS hero. I'm an AWS user group leader leading the AWS Kenyan community in Nairobi. And also I'm part of the AWS community builders, one of the members, and this year marks my 5th year into the program. Yeah, so just to begin, a lot has been shared about AWS and it entails. Just a recap of the same. So AWS basically it offers cloud computing services to large and small companies, and also to individuals, to startups, and also students, whereby it gives them a platform to work on whatever they are working on, their projects, the initiatives that they are doing. So it provides more than 200 services, including the storage, we have security, we have networking, and all that you're able to get on the AWS console. And hopefully, you guys will have a session on how to go about getting into that. Yeah. So for me today, I'm just here to speak about the communities and the opportunity that AWS has given around communities. So to begin with, communities whereby you're able to, it gives you a platform to grow, a platform to collaborate with other members, and also just to share the knowledge that you're gathering when it comes to cloud computing. To some point, it can also give us a platform to speak and share our experiences, and also to be innovative when it comes to technology and also cloud, to be precise. So we have a couple of AWS community groups, and the first group is AWS user group, and we are glad to have one in Uganda, led by Isaac. So glad that he's here in this call. Maybe he'll share more light on how that came to be. Also, we have like 3 user groups in Kenya. So most of the user groups, they're for communities, and they are based depending on the like the cities. So we have one in Nairobi, we have another one in Pwani, and we have another one in Meru. We also have user group in Ethiopia, Rwanda, as well as Congo. And there's a lot, even on the West Africa, there's also a lot. There's like 2 user groups in Nigeria, we have 2 user groups in South Africa. So there are like about 400 user groups plus globally. Yeah, courtesy of AWS and team for the initiative. So this is majorly for the people who have a transition from school, that is from university, and they're looking for job opportunities. So it gives them a platform where they're able to learn, to network, and also to, let's say, to get jobs through recommendation that they're getting from their friends and colleagues. Yeah, so we also have cloud clubs like this one that you're launching today. So they are similar to user groups, but again, this is mainly for the universities, just to share their knowledge around cloud computing for specific universities. In Kenya, there are about 5 or so cloud clubs, and I'm so glad that this is the first cloud club in Uganda. And we have community builders program. So for the community builders program, it specifically targets individuals who are interested in content creation, to build, to learn more about AWS. So this program, you basically apply for it, and the application opens every year, that is January. And for you to apply, there's a lot that's not that a lot, but there's some things that you need to consider. You need to create content either through YouTube, either through articles and blogs, so that they can consider you to be part of the program. So you need to show the passion and the initiative, that you're really, really into it, and you really, really want to be part of the program. It has more or less same benefits as the Cloud Captain, but this one now it's for individual people. So another thing is around AWS Heroes. So AWS Heroes, you don't like apply, but again, it is more or less, it's a recognition. So it goes through appointment or being recognized from AWS employees, I can say, and people from the community. If they see the work that you've put in and that you have gone above and beyond just to accomplish a lot when it comes to AWS through technical content creation as well as building communities, then you might be selected to be one. So I'm glad to be like the second female in Africa, and we are like seven of us in Africa, and seven of us in Africa. So there's I'm the only one in East Africa. We have three in South Africa. We have other two in West, and another guy left Africa. Yeah, but he's still considered as a part of us. Yeah. So for the events, there's monthly catch-ups. Like we have one for user group Kenya at 4 p.m. There's monthly catch-up whereby we learn, we share knowledge. It runs from there's the technical part of it. At times we also consider sharing soft skills like revamping your CV, things like career journey. We also invite people from communities as well as from AWS just to share their journey on how they're able to build and maneuver in this space. Another thing is about AWS Community Days. So this is a 1 day or 2 day event, depending, and it's sort of a mega event for the community, for the user groups. So for these community days, it's most of it happens in person, but other people prefer online version. So it's for us Kenya, we have done two community days. So we did one last year, and then we did another one this year in June. So it's a yearly or an annual event that just for us to network, for us to bring all the people in the cloud space to network and to get that skills that they want in order for them to get the opportunities that they love to get. Another event is AWS reInvent. So AWS reInvent is purely done by AWS, and it's usually organized with AWS, and always being hosted in US Las Vegas the last week of November and the first week of December every year. So it's a major event whereby most of the launching of the services is being done, and most of it is always being done by the vice president of the various services at AWS. So if you happen to be one of the cloud or one of the community builders, there's a program called grant, AWS grant, whereby you can apply for the grant and then they cover everything for you, including flights, including hotels, and all that for you to attend. It's a 4 to 5 days event, yeah, like almost a whole week in Las Vegas, USA. So after that, what user groups usually do, we do a recap of the same. So early the following year, we tend to invite the guys who were there physically just to share their story, to share what was launched and what is expected of us, just to keep with the pace at which technology is advancing. Yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention is around summits. So we have summits for various cities, and in Africa we only have like summit in Johannesburg, South Africa. So for that also it works the same as reInvent, but this one is mainly focused for AWS and the customers for AWS around Africa. Yeah, so majorly it's either the last week of August or the first week of September. So the power of community, definitely it's a new journey for us to certify, for us to, there's a lot of, we have like 12 certificates. So the 12 certificates, you have to begin with the practitioner. As you advance, you go the associate way, and then you go now the specialty way, and then now the professional way. So it's a journey. It's not like a one day thing. It's a journey, and the baby steps really matters. So you start small and just be consistent and persistent with whatever you do. Ensure that you have study groups or a study partner just to keep you up to speed. If at all you're looking into finishing or doing the certificates, and also the workshops really helped when it comes to just being hands-on, building the services. Another thing is around visibility. So, being in a community, it gives you a platform for you to be visible in terms of you're able to volunteer to speak, to share whatever you're building, whatever you've been working on. If it is a challenge, there are those platforms, there are those links that are being provided by AWS globally just for you to participate. We also have community days, I've mentioned that, as well as the reinvent. For the leadership track, there is AWS Heroes. Yeah, it's a program. It's only a handful of us that have been recognized to be part of it, and we are about 263, if I'm not wrong, globally. Yeah, so it's really an honor to be part of the Heroes program. We also have community builders, about 3,000 plus members globally, an opportunity just for us to grow and to share more when it comes to building opportunities. Yeah, jobs, definitely when it comes to companies, startups migrating whatever the workload that they have to cloud. There's also global collaborations, like you have invited one of us from Nepal, which is globally good, and also mentorship program. We're able to select or identify your mentor through the program. Yeah, so cloud career path. One thing that is so important is for you to obtain the certificate. As much as we are still in school and we are getting the degree that we are chasing, definitely also having these other certificates like cloud certificates. It's really really important when it comes to us looking for jobs. Another thing is the technical knowledge. So we really need to make our hands dirty by doing the hard stuff, like the coding part and all that, and also be proficient in programming languages, because most of the jobs are are all like like solutions architect. You really need to understand how to architect, and as well how to program. So there are those mandatory program languages that you have to understand very well. Behavioral skills are also so important. Teamwork came out so clearly that it helps a lot when it comes to community, interpersonal skills, problem solving, communication skills, and all that. Job experience, yeah. As we transition from campus to looking for job, so most of the companies will look on the projects that we worked on at an individual capacity, so that they're able to gauge on how they will rate us, as well as most of the people are also so competitive when it comes to technical skills. So for us is just to keep on building and to ensure that we are up to speed with whatever is changing in the market. Knowledge sharing is also important for our community, a place for us to collaborate, for us to get mentors, that community support, just to understand that we are not alone in this journey, and that we have people who are able to support us and who are able to develop as professionally. So my key takeaways is for us to continue learning as always, every day, just to make sure you have learned something new, for us to share experience with others, for us to sell out whatever we are doing. If you are working on a smart project, you can share that on your social media handles just to create visibility and people to be aware on whatever we are working on, to apply for jobs as early as now as we work on ourselves technically, also to be innovative. Hackathons are also important when it comes to us getting those platform and landing, let's say, internships or even jobs. So it gives us a chance to be so innovative, to be competent and also consistent in whatever we are doing. Yeah, so I also have additional resources which I'll share with Ronnie so that he can extend the same to the team. Yeah, and that's my end of the presentation. Maybe I'll just pause to take in any questions if there's any.
If anyone has a question, you can raise up your hand or you can put it in the chat.
Okay. Then if there's none, back to you.
Thank you very much, Miss Adeline. I think people will ask maybe towards the end again if someone maybe reviews the slides again. Could you please hold mute? Thank you. So this content will be shared. Also, the recording of this event will be shared on our YouTube. All those links will be shared in the group. So make sure you join our platforms, you join Meetup and WhatsApp. So our next speaker is going to be Mr. Isaac. Could you please confirm if you're around?
Yes, I'm around, and good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
All right, let me present on my end. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. All right, I think I'm audible to you all. And once again, good afternoon, and thank you, Ronnie and team, for putting this together and for inviting me at the launch of this Cloud Club for Makerere University. So I'll be talking about the AWS user group that we launched in Kampala. That was, I think, on the 25th of November, 2023. So come this year on the same date, the community will be marking 2 years of anniversary. So my name is Isaac Sache. At the moment, I serve as the network deployment manager at T-Squared. And also I lead the team of the community group here in Kampala, Uganda. My other team members or leadership team is not on the call due to various engagements that came along the way. Yes, so about the AWS group in Kampala, Uganda. If somebody may ask, what is it? Basically, this is a community of builders who come together just to share knowledge, learn, and grow. So it is not just a fantasy as such. It is the AWS user group community, and it is thriving right here in Uganda, in Kampala. You and I, and all the people on this call, are part of this community now that we're building. Just imagine that it's a place where enthusiasts, professionals, newcomers come together to learn and share. So that is the user group. So who is it for? So this user group basically is for everyone: developers, architects, students, business leaders, anybody who is passionate about cloud computing has this community as their home to go to. So if you have friends, peers who are looking like, how do they empower their knowledge in cloud computing, anything about cloud, so the community and the user group in particular is here to address that concern. Right. So in terms of Why do we need a local community? I know the previous speakers have elaborated, and I will still just give an overview of why we need a user group and its advantages. One, we are looking at knowledge, global knowledge. So the AWS is a global platform, so its applications are unique to the local context. So the user group allows us to discuss and solve real-world problems in Uganda using AWS. So once you become a member, we can, like on regular basis, when we meet, we can interact and discuss the latest technologies that are in the AWS. The second advantage of being part of a local user group is the peer-to-peer learning. You and I believe that the best way to learn is to learn from each other. The meetups and the events that we have provide a platform for peer-to-peer kind of knowledge sharing with technical talks, workshops, and hands-on. Another bit is about networking and connections. So the community is a powerful networking tool. You get to meet like-minded professionals in the community. You share your experience and even discover new career opportunities. So it's not about building relationships. So it's about building relationships that go beyond the online. Right now we are meeting online, but we can further these conversations once we come, let's say, in-person meetings. So for now, we haven't yet held any kind of in-person ever since we launched, but we'll look forward in the near future to have like physical engagements and get to know each other personally, face to face, and see how best we can grow the community further. So what are our key activities? What do we do as a user group to date? So to date, we have regular meetups. But ever since we launched, our meetups have been held online, and majorly there have been boot camps. So I think at the end of last year, we held the Cloud Practitioner Bootcamp, which we completed successfully. And we were able to get vouchers, which we gave to the members. So we got 13 vouchers in total, which we extended to various to 13 members, of which of the 13 to date, 8 members are fully certified for Cloud Practitioner and they have their certificates. And currently, we are running a Solutions Architect Associate, so we meet every Saturday online at 10 a.m. for sessions where we have facilitators coming from countries like Kenya, from Ghana, from Liberia, who come and share their knowledge with us in these sessions. So the goal is, at the end of the boot camps, members are able to sit for their exams and get the certificates. So again, we reach out to the manager, to the community manager who supports us with vouchers for setting these exams. So those are some of the activities that we do right now. And in the future, we're looking to having physical meetups. I think before the end of this year, we should be hosting one physical meetup. And also, we are planning to organize a community day. So the launch of this Cloud Club is going to be so fundamental in helping us have this community day, because we need the Cloud Clubs to be around to support the community. And I know I was talking to Ronnie that the launch of Makerere Cloud Club is going to be an opener to having more Cloud Clubs in other institutions. I know I saw a question from Patrick on the chat inquiring about ISBAT, and I think that if you want to start a Cloud Club in ISBAT, I think you can. I've seen that Ronnie has put a link in the chat room where you can apply and be Cloud Captain. So we are growing and the future is bright. So what are the benefits of joining the community? The previous presenters have elaborated on this, and further I'll cement on it that once you join a community, there are a couple of advantages. First of all, it's voluntary. You don't expect to be like paid. That I should make that clear, but it's passion that is driving you. But key among them is you stay current. So the cloud world moves a little bit fast. So the community keeps you updated with the latest AWS services, the features, and the best practices. In addition, you learn from experts. There are events that you're going to have like Community Day, and the major events that will come up in near future will feature presentations from experienced users, industry leaders, which will give you direct access to their insights and expertise. By that, you're growing your knowledge base. And also, as mentioned previously, the certification support. So as also I know the previous speaker that's underlined, he hinted on study groups and the boot camps that I've also mentioned, which help members prepare for AWS certification exams. I, for one, I benefited from the previous bootcamp of cloud practitioner where I completed and certified for the exam, courtesy of a voucher, which came through from the community manager. The other bit is about career advancement. That when you're part of a community, you expand your network. You connect with potential employers, collaborators, and mentors. So the next big career opportunity could come from a connection you make at a user group event. You never know. And also you showcase your skill in the community. The community provides a platform for you to present your own projects and share your expertise, building your personal brand as a cloud professional. Yep. And then how do you get involved in the community activities? I know this has also been hinted on by the previous presenters. You join the community, you attend events like this one, you contribute in the various engagements of the community. By that, you're building yourself and branding yourself as well. Right. And finally, let's build, let's learn, let's go together to build the next generation of cloud solutions and drive the innovation in our country. Join the community. You can be in various sections. I mean, there's the Cloud Club like this, which is for universities, which is also part of the wider user community, user group. So please, if you haven't yet joined us and you have peers who are not on Discord, please tell them that we are here to support them to grow and expand on their cloud knowledge. If you want to, if you have any questions for the user community, the socials are there on X, we're on LinkedIn as well, and the YouTube channel is alive and kicking. You can drop us an email at that. And yeah, the future is in the cloud, and together we're building it. Once again, Ronnie, thank you for inviting me. And we are growing this revolution of cloud knowledge in Uganda. And yes, many thanks a lot. Back to you, Kiran.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac. I hope all of you have got insightful thoughts from the talks. So now we are open to question and answer session, which is going to be around 5 minutes. Anyone with a question, you're free to ask. Yes, Kay.
Yeah, I would like him to help elaborate more on what happens in the boot camps. Like, I don't know, what should someone be knowing, and when are the next cohorts?
All right, thank you, Keith, to Gume. So what happens in the boot camp? It's like a class session. So we have facilitators. So we come up with, let's say, I'll speak on the previous bootcamp part of cloud practitioner. So we get the course content entire end to end. So, and then we have speakers who are class, you look at them like lecturers, maybe, or teachers who come on a given session and handle topics by topic. Let's say you can get like maybe in the first session, you have like a speaker doing the introduction to cloud. Then they talk about maybe storage and computing. So we go on handling section by section till that course outline is exhausted. And also within, before we start in bootcamp, we have what we call pre-knowledge checks, just to test our knowledge. Then we go into the course, then we dig into the details of the course. Then after the course content is exhausted, we also have a knowledge check on what we have covered, like a test, a Q&A, just to gauge our kind of knowledge, how far we have come and gotten this knowledge. So basically, that's how the bootcamp is ran. So once the bootcamp is finalized, so we reach out to the community managers just to request them to give us vouchers. So then it's not that they give vouchers that match the class attendance, but they will say maybe if we can give you a given number of vouchers, you can look out to members who have been consistent with attendance, then you can give those vouchers to such kind of members. That's why it's encouraged that once we have a bootcamp running, it is encouraged that everybody attends in, that when we come to distributing the vouchers, everybody stands a chance of getting a voucher. So that's the mode of operation of running the bootcamp. So it's like a class session where we handle topic by topic until we go through all the topics of that content. So, Keith, does that answer sufficient?
Yes, it is. Maybe
Okay.
more clarification on when the next cohorts are and how often do they run. I'm asking, like, in an academic year, how often do they have a boot camp? And lastly, are the
Yep.
vouchers for certification, or like is it like an exam kind of? However, thank you for the reply, the first reply. Thank you.
All right. Yes. On the when do we run the next bootcamp? So right now we have an ongoing bootcamp, which is called Solutions Cloud Solutions Architect Associate. That's SSA. I think towards the end of October, November, may be coming to an end. So we meet every Saturday online, which may be a little bit for you to join in, but you can join in and just hear what is taking place and you get an experience how it's done. So we meet every Saturday online for around 2 to 3 hours, depending on the content of the day. Then that's what. So on the next cohort when it is starting, right now we don't have a clear answer. And also, as I mentioned, we are just 2 years into we're into our second year, but we are now open to getting ideas. How best can we run these boot camps? I mean, what happens after a boot camp is completed? We put out a poll, which should be our next boot camp. So the community is open to voting to what we should look on to next. So I would encourage that if you have time on Saturdays, starting with next Saturday, you can join in and see and just get a feel about the bootcamp is being conducted. It's online as of now, but we looked at having physical engagements, as I mentioned previously. Yes. Then on the vouchers, yes, the vouchers are there to assist us to sit for the exams and get certificates at the end of the after getting the exam. So you're certified, you become certified. So that's the essence of the vouchers. Other than you spending that $120, $150, so that is catered for through the voucher. So, Keith, is that fair enough?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. The moderator, I see a hand from John.
Okay,
Yes,
good afternoon, everyone. So, I just have a question. So, are the boot camps mainly about deploying apps or about also other stuff like cybersecurity? Or yeah, that's what I'm asking. The boot first.
Okay, thank you, John. So for now, the bootcamp's about the AWS conventional certifications. There's the cloud practitioner, solutions architect associates, then there's the professional. As I mentioned, we need your support or we need your ideas. How best can we run these bootcamps? We can say, fine, maybe after the end of this ongoing bootcamp, we're going to maybe talk about security. And maybe if there are people who want to share their knowledge, like practically how they're building applications in that space, then we're open. You can have a bootcamp on that. That's why I'm encouraging that you join the community, share your ideas. How best can we run the bootcamp? So why we came up with the bootcamp was let's get started. We need to run. We need to start working. Along the way, we shall build numbers, get more ideas, and see how we can refine how bootcamps are run or what can we do additional. So this is what we're doing right now, but we are open to refining, to reinventing, to improving it as the community grows.
there's another
So
question
you
in the chat room. Oh, sorry.
in the chat room?
Someone, I think he was still continuing.
No, I was asking. I was just finding out from John whether that answers his question.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. You're welcome.
So Patrick Asime is saying, will you be able to share the links to the bootcamps? Each Saturday.
All right, I encourage Patrick to join the WhatsApp group. Let me put that link on the chat here. So we share those meeting links like a day before, that's on Friday, where guys join in online. So Patrick, and let me put in, let me just insert here the WhatsApp links for those groups.
So we're going to have our last question from Noah. No? I think he lowered his hand. One last question, and another question before we close. Yes, Ronald.
Hello, can you hear me? Please confirm.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I would like to thank you and all the presenters. Isaac, thank you so much. So mine is more of a generic question to all of the presenters here. So just curious to know, is there something like, let's assume somebody wants to join the path to AWS, that's cloud computing and all that. Is there a structured way of like, if somebody's starting, what can they start with and something like that? Like maybe the prerequisites, you need to have this and that in order to start. Like how can somebody start? Before can they start maybe in a boot camp for security, like that? Something like to give a guide, more of a guide of you start here, then you go on advancing up to the next stage. So it's more of like assume somebody has picked an interest in cloud computing. So how can they start their journey? That's my question. To any of you can maybe reply to that.
Underline, can you take on that?
Yes. Okay. So there is for cloud computing. Cloud computing is a bit general, but we have AWS certificates, 12 of them, as I mentioned. So there is the foundation level, and the foundation level is called the AWS Cloud Practitioner. And now this is the first one. So this gives you the foundation of the general things that most of the services that you'll be working on, all the way from networking, security, machine learning, DevOps, data engineering, and all that. So once you're done with the foundational level, so this can take you, if you are in a school setup, which means you're multitasking this with your degree, it means it can take you like 3 months maximum. But if you're only doing like this for, if you're not engaged, then it means you can do this like for a month or so. And then the certificate goes for around 150 USD, if I'm not wrong. And then, but once you log in on AWS Educate, you're able to get coupons that will give you voucher for you to do certificates. So it's an personal initiative for you to continue studying, and then by the time you're done with the course on AWS Educate, then you're able to secure a voucher to do the exam. So all the 12 certificates are globally recognized and they're certified. So you can work globally, you can freelance depending. And then, so once you're done with the foundational level, so there is the other one that is called associates. So associates, there are three of them. There's four of them. There's CSOPs administrator, which was renamed to CloudSOP. And then we have developer, we have data engineer, we have solutions architect. And then we have specialty. So once you're done with the associates, you can go the specialty way. So you can, if you are, let's say, as cybersecurity guru, or you're into cybersecurity, then you're able to specialize at cybersecurity. If you're into networking, you can do advanced networking. If you are machine learning specialist, the same, you can work on that. There's also DevOps. We have database specialty, data analytics, and big data. And then we have two professional, that is DevOps engineer and solutions architect. So all this information is available online and are able to get all that. But what is foundation is the cloud practitioner, and then you do the associate, and then you can do solutions architect, and then you you decide which specialty you like to take. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I think you've addressed the question that I asked. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much to our speakers. Let's give them their flowers. This is some stickers from you guys. They have done really well to explain everything. So closing, we are going to share about AWS Educate. Miss Adeline has shared a little about it. For our next session, we plan to have a workshop on how to show you how to go through this platform and be able to secure a voucher for your certificate. This is just an introduction to give you a basis for what's going to come to the next event. So what's AWS Educate? This is a platform where you can, before you even take the cloud exams, you get to learn what's cloud computing. You get the basic knowledge that you will need to pass those exams. You get to understand what career paths are in AWS. When you complete their foundational courses, they give you a badge. And that badge, it's credential. You can put it on LinkedIn. It's something that you can put on your CV to show that you have a basic understanding of cloud computing if your employer maybe requires those skills. Aside from that, whenever you complete these foundational courses, you get rewards. They're in form of diamonds. Let me say 100 diamonds per badge. Obviously, these diamonds are weighed differently for each foundational course. So the more courses you finish, the more diamonds you get. And if you have, like, let me say 1,000 diamonds or 800 diamonds, you can claim an actual certification and get able to do that exam and get that credential. So what opportunities lie on that platform? So I've talked about the digital badges. There is also hands-on learning. The courses that you'll be taking will give you access to the council, to the AWS council. So you can be able to tour and understand what AWS is before you commit paying for it or maybe learning what they do. Then you can also have free access to some of the things they offer. There is an AWS free tier, so you also get to learn about that on AWS Educate. You can also host maybe a website just to try out, of course not going beyond the free tier, just to try out and see how does AWS work. If I do this, will it work for my system or for my company? And through that, through you exploring AWS, you gain skills, you prepare yourself for the different fields that lie in there, like Miss Andelina shared, data analytics, there is security, there is cloud computing. You get to build an expertise in these fields. Then you get to also connect with the community because there are very many people that are on that platform. So you get to connect with other people and get to hear about their experiences. I'm going to drop the links to these pages in the chat. So what you will need for our next event, which is going to be a workshop, we shall communicate the date. Just make sure you've joined the WhatsApp group and all our platforms. So what you'll need to do is create an account. By the time you come for that event, you should have created an account. You should be able to maybe have a basic understanding of how the council looks like. Then for launching, we shall show you how you can be able to launch a virtual machine on your laptop and host your website. With that said, let me share the links. So this is the link where you can sign up from. It's in the chat. I've just pasted it. Then if you have questions, you want to know more about AWS Educate, or just get to know whether it's something that you would want to do, here, this link will handle all your questions that you have about it. So I've shared two links. Be sure to click them and go through before our next workshop. And that will be the end of this presentation. So with that said, we want to say thank you very much for everyone who has shown up, for everyone who has kept time and has pushed up to the end. Thank you so much for staying thus far, and thank you for joining us on our launch. More information will be put in the groups. Make sure to be there to keep up with us. If you have any questions, reach out. We shall be able to handle the questions that you have. And this community is open to everyone. It's not restricted to Makerere. Anyone from any institution, if you want to join, even the benefits are for everyone. It's not only for Makerere. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to our speakers. Thank you for the time you've put in. Thank you for sharing such great information for everyone. And I hope that everyone that has attended has gained. With that said, I'd like to close the meeting. Have a nice day.